I've always equated feelings with getting caught. They both get in the way of my money. Unfortunately, not everyone is as committed to their work as I am. An old associate of mine, Basso the boxman, wants to marry Lady Rumford's chambermaid, Genevieve, and live happily ever after. Guess prison life spoiled his taste for thievery. Too bad for Basso that Lady Rumford has other plans. Marriage would void Genevieve's indentured service contract, so Rumford is keeping her confined in the estate with the rest of her worldly possessions. Basso has asked for my assistance on getting her out, since infiltration is my specialty. I make it a policy never to take a job so sentimental, but the Rumford Manor could be a lucrative opportunity for a man like me. It would also mean that Basso would owe me a favor, and in this line of work you can never have too many of those. I'll sneak in after dark and clear a path for Basso so he can rescue his damsel in distress. Along the way, I'll pick up a few souvenirs for the local pawn shops. That should make all this aggravation worthwhile. Otherwise, I'll make Basso wish he was still rotting in Crag's Cleft. This proves it. Going legit is more trouble than it's worth. Business has been kind of slow these days, thanks to Sheriff Gorman Truart. He's been coming down hard on my competition and anyone else he deems unlawful. I've been playing it safe by keeping a low profile, but as my landlord recently reminded me, the rent is late. He says he's going to pay me a visit tomorrow to collect, so I'll have to go amateur for some quick cash. The warehouses by the docks should fit the bill. In addition to the usual shipping traffic, there's also a small smuggling operation sponsored by the local underground. Not too many guards, lots of dark corners, and several points of entry should make this job painless and profitable. Maybe I'll even have something left over for myself once the rent is paid. Wasn't that long ago that I was planning on my retirement. Now the only thing that's getting retired is my standards. If things get any worse, I'll have to go back to picking pockets in the streets. Last night, an unusual opportunity knocked on my door. Naturally, I was a little suspicious, but my visitor said the job was too sensitive to go through the usual channels. He claimed that an old contact of mine told him where to find me. I was about to ask him who our mutual friend was when he managed to distract me. The job is to break into Shoalsgate Station, headquarters of the City Watch, and quietly frame a certain Lieutenant Hagen for robbing the evidence vault. Hagen is Sheriff Truart's #2 man, and has no doubt made life difficult for someone he shouldn't have. My unusually resourceful employer has given me all the information I need to pull this off, including a very detailed map of the building. All I have to do is choose a way in, plan my route, and get back out, without alerting the bulls. I realize that breaking into Shoalsgate is like looking down a burrick's mouth with a lit match, but it would pay me enough to lay low for a while. And it doesn't hurt to be giving the police some dirty laundry to deal with either. Besides, with my luck, if I don't take this job, I could end up in there anyway. Seems like the consequences of my occupation have finally caught up with me. I went to the Crippled Burrick pub to meet Sammy about unloading some merchandise. The smell of ale and smoke from the place wasn't enough to cover up the stench of an ambush. A couple of watch officers were there waiting for me. Judging by the look on Sammy's face, I'd say he sold me out. They didn't seem interested in bringing me in either. The Bluecoats were looking for swift justice. Fortunately, I always have an ace up my sleeve. I better get back to my place fast and try to figure out what to do next. I just have to get past these guys and the rest of the city's finest out on patrol.
By order of the Council of the Keepers, you must come with us. Garrett, be reasonable. Logic dictates...
Leave.
But we must...
Now.
Has your wealth of knowledge grown so vast that you've lost all hunger for more? Is there no more trust between us then?
Let's make this fast.
My hand is copper, my brow is lead. Suffer me in a red patina swept along in a molten flow to a sad eternity. My stride interrupted, my thoughts untimed. My tears are become drops of silver that shatter the crystalline fern. I plead the wind to sweep us away.
Nice poem.
Not poetry, prophecy. The Metal Age is upon us.
I picked the gilded apple from the iron tree. I wipe the rust from my brow.
Iron trees? Not in my part of town.
Find the humor if you must. But can you tell me truly, Garrett, are there any trees in your part of town? I will answer for you. There are not.
Destiny and danger are still focused on the one, the renegade who is both brethren and betrayer.
Well, you got the danger part right anyway. Tell you what, you keepers can plant a few shrubs about town and I'll take care of me. I'll find my own way home.
You're a fool! Do you not understand what is at stake?
Did you not hear the interpreter's words?
Yes, Keeper Orland, he has heard. Do not despair. Let me go after him, alone. Not to persuade, but to leave the door open between us. One more moment, if you will, Garrett.
One moment.
You have trouble, my friend. Danger from someone who hired Truart to kill you.
Yes?
Then take this. The sooner you are done with your business, the sooner you will help us.
Don't count on it.
My heart it ceases, my breath undrawn, my eyes forever focused
on the sanguine metal dawn.
I headed back to my safe house and kept thinking about the letter. I know they're trying to manipulate me, but keepers never alter the truth. Just keep it in the shadows. Besides, it's not like I got a lot of leads anyway.
If you seek the private knowledge of the sheriff, go to the Eastport Mechanist Seminary tomorrow night. With stealthy discretion, overhear what you may at a certain very timely meeting.
Looks like I have something useful to learn from a seminary for a change. There are 2 open towers, and some back doors which might be helpful for getting in. The catacombs below the church could be another way in, but I'd rather not tread where the dead sleep. The meeting will most likely take place in some sort of conference hall. There's no guarantee that I'll even be able to get inside, but all I need to do is get close enough to listen at the door. I better pull this off quickly and find a new hideout before the bulldogs get my scent. This situation does have one advantage. Things can't get any worse. Who could hire someone like the sheriff to kill me? I'm not surprised that the mechanists aren't the saints they claim to be. No one in this city is. But at least they've done me the favor of recording the incriminating meeting they had with Sheriff Truart. That recording should let me exert a little pressure on Truart to find out who hired him to kill me. But I'll have to acquire it first. The mechanists put the recording in a safety deposit box earlier today, but since I have a copy of the key, I should be able to open it. It didn't take much to learn that the mechanists do all their banking with First City Bank and Trust, one of the wealthiest establishments in town, catering to the financial needs of the city's upper crust. The bank vault is a huge tower, and I'm sure the safety deposit boxes are inside. Once inside the bank, I'll visit the Hall of Records and do a little snooping to find out which box belongs to the mechanists. Then I'll need to find a way to get inside the vault itself, grab the recording, and get out. No doubt the bank is well protected by mechanist security machines, in addition to the usual guard contingent. Risky, but you know I've always wanted a good enough excuse to break into First City Bank and Trust. But I always thought I'd be taking the risk just for the money. It's time for a face-to-face chat with my old friend Sheriff Truart. Work out our differences. Show him the little piece of evidence that I lifted from the mechanists. I'm sure he'll appreciate the consequences if this were to be made public. Truart was acting for somebody when his cronies ambushed me back at the crippled Burrick Inn. I bet he'll be happy to tell me who that was. It was cocktail night at Truart Estate, which meant I needed to wait until all the guests had cleared out. Truart has beefed up security since becoming sheriff, so breaking in may prove to be a little difficult. Hopefully some drunken guest left me an open door. By the time I find my way in, the sheriff will be fast asleep. I watched the last guest leave about an hour ago, and the servants are no doubt cleaning up while the rest of the house turns in for the night. Now to find my way over that wall. Things are getting very complicated. Even with Truart dead, my problems are far from over, and whoever hired the sheriff to kill me is still out there. The key ring I found at Truart's house belongs to Lieutenant Mosley of the City Watch, but it turns out she has an alibi for the murder itself. Still, she's probably neck-deep in this whole mess. I don't know what's going on, and I don't like that. So I started following Mosley. I knew sooner or later she'd have to tip her hand and contact her friends, and sure enough, she just left the local watch station well before schedule, carrying a letter. This is my chance. If I can trail her without being spotted, I should be able to find out who's on the other end of this little conspiracy. The portal from the graveyard deposited me in a grove of trees, and the wounded pagan I was following is nowhere in sight. He's carrying Mosley's letter, and I'd still like to know where he's heading with it. My plan is to track him and find out what's been going on. The pagan has a head start in what is probably familiar territory to him, but there's some blood on the ground. I'm hoping he's in too much of a hurry to stop and tend to that wound, so he'll leave a trail of blood that I can follow. That's unless he bleeds to death before he gets where he's going. Meanwhile, I have no idea where I am or what I'll be up against, and even if I did, there's no going back for supplies. If I believed in it, now would be a good time for me to wish for luck.
Garrett.
Victoria.
Oh, Garrett. Who is it you wish to fight? Me? Or my Thistlades?
Oh, or the Sycamore?
Just you.
I am not the enemy, Garrett, nor anyone here. Here is your enemy. Mechanists. It's no secret that they wish to destroy you, too. Hero that you are. Regardless, you will join us in our struggle against them.
Join you? Not really my first choice.
Choice? My choice is to avenge the death of a friend. You understand nothing of suffering and duty. Pathetic man-fool. In one moment I could... The past is the past. Now we have an enemy in common. Even you must see that this is so.
I seem to have a lot of enemies lately. Anyway, you have matters well in hand.
It is true that I am powerful, but I draw my strength from this place. Where the mechanists are, I am not so assured of victory.
Pity.
I have no time for your vengeful thoughts and biting words. But be assured, Garrett, you are stronger with us than without us. We have been watching the mechanists for 3 moons. Pagan agents are posted in every sector of the city. Your report, Larkspur.
1 loss in the old city, and 2 more in Dayport.
Sometimes enemies must join forces to overcome a more terrible foe. So tell me, Garrett, yes or no? Are we agreed to work together, sharing knowledge and skills against the mechanists? I put vengeance aside. The Earth keeps my promise for me. Now you have my oath on it. I'm cursed if I break the covenant. Now your answer.
I agree that...
Good. The Earth keeps your promise for you.
The new scripture of the Master Builder?
Karis is rewriting ancient Hammer texts. But to what end? We don't know.
So you want me to find out?
Yes, but there's a more pressing problem. Karis is throwing a ball for the local nobility at Angel Watch, the new Mechanist Tower in Dayport. We need to know what he is up to. You have to be there, Garrett. Tonight, while the party is in progress.
Angel Watch? Is this how our arrangement is going to work? You coming up with ways for me to get myself killed?
Is this really Garrett, the master thief I hear talking? If danger is going to be a problem for you, then...
Just give me the details.
Security at the tower will be extra heavy with the city's nobility in attendance. So gaining entrance will be difficult.
For you, maybe. But I won't be knocking on the front door. The rooftops aren't called the Thieves' Highway for nothing.
I have some equipment for you. You should begin immediately. And also...
Remember to pickpocket the party guests?
You must find out whatever you can about the Cetus Project, a name our agents have overheard repeatedly. Karis has an office in the tower. Try to obtain some information there.
Brilliant idea. Try to find information about Karis' secret project in his office.
You do remember who the enemy is, don't you, Garrett?
If your information is wrong, and I end up risking my neck for nothing, this arrangement is over. Then try asking me that question again. I hate to admit it, but you were right about the new scripture of the Master Builder. Karis is up to something, and that book is his master plan. It's too bad he's gone into hiding, or I'd make him eat his words.
Karis is fanatical by nature, but now I fear his ambition as well.
Please help me.
You say he's giving these servants as gifts?
Yes, and they must be connected somehow to the scripture. The servants are weapons, and the nobles have just invited them into their homes. I should be so lucky.
And the schematics confirm what my agents presumed. Markham's Isle is the staging area for the Cetus Project.
You knew about Markham's Isle? Do you know what it took to get into that office? I don't appreciate you wasting my time.
You are arrogant, Garrett. Yet, you underestimate your own importance to the cause. Your actions have been invaluable.
Do we know what the Cetus Project is?
The schematics are too technical to decipher, but the name they reference, Brother Cavador, is the best lead we've had in months.
Then we need him. I'm sure you'd love to ask a high-ranking mechanist a few questions. I'll go see if I can't convince Cavador to come back with me.
There is much we could learn from him. Lotus, my agent on Markham's Isle, may have information on Cavador. Unfortunately, we've had no word from him for some time.
Then he got careless. I won't make the same mistake.
I have hope that Lotus is still alive. He's a faithful agent and a trusted friend. If you could find him, we would be in your debt.
I just hope you realize the risks I've been taking for you. It's not every day my services come so cheap. I went to Markham's Isle looking for three things: Victoria's agent, the Cetus Project, and Brother Cavador. There wasn't much I could do to help old Lotus, but at least he passed on his information to me. And now I know more about the Cetus Project than I ever wanted to. They've built a ship that can sail underwater. Turns out this ugly iron fish is my link to Cavador. The only way I can reach him is to hitch a ride in its belly. Victoria had better appreciate all the trouble I'm going through. Of course, it's not enough just to find Brother Cavador at this mysterious KD site. I said I'd bring him back. In one piece. Maybe I should find some other way home. I'm cramped enough here without Cavador in tow. Besides, traveling mechanist style just doesn't agree with me. And as long as I'm going to their secret site, I might as well keep my eyes and ears open. Sometimes it's the smallest leak that makes the biggest difference.
Our guest, Cavador, just spilled his guts.
Not literally.
It wasn't necessary. Cavador was instructed to deliver two sorts of artifacts. Brass masks and...
Those slave masks on Karis' servants?
And some sort of agricultural device called a cultivator. 30 of each.
Each? So they're connected.
We have to assume so. Unfortunately, our efforts to secure a mask have been frustrated.
Listen, I think I know where we can lay our hands on one of those masks. There's a collector named Bram Gervasius with an interest in masks and headdresses. Last time I was down in the Lost City, he had a commission out for that sort of thing.
Gervasius? I've had an agent on his case, and apparently the mechanists have been making overtures.
3 guesses why. What can your agent give me on his house?
Gervasius is planning an exhibition. He's bringing his collection with him from his summer home. The private exhibit areas are on the top floor. Access is by elevator, controlled from the top floor. It's almost airtight.
Almost?
There's talk of a secret passage. Unfortunately, its location remains secret.
Then I'll need to find it. Now. We can't afford any delays later when the masks arrive. Karras is holed up inside the Mechanist Cathedral, and it looks like whatever he's up to, we're running out of time. Now that I've established such a close working relationship with Lord Gervasius's security systems, going back in for those masks shouldn't be too much trouble.
I hope we can count on the quality of this working relationship.
Gervasius's security systems are not the most dangerous thing I've ever worked with.
Do I have to ask what is?
We're on the clock. How has Karras been using the time we've had to wait?
He's been making some modifications to the Mechanist Cathedral, including some sort of valves or seals on the doors. Why, we don't know yet. Inside, it just looks like a huge factory, full of machines and equipment. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's tied into those precursor artifacts. The sooner we can get a hold of those, the sooner we'll know.
And get Karras off our backs.
And stop whatever he's planning.
Uh-huh. Don't wait up. I'll be working late.
Don't. The reaction will continue if it finds more organic material.
For how long?
It seems that when all the rust gas settles into dust, then it is safe. Garrett, for what purpose would the mechanists use these cultivators?
Well, we know Karras has installed them in the masks of the servants.
Yes.
And the servants have been placed in the homes of the wealthy.
Yes! The homes with the gardens. The plants there could sustain a reaction large enough to destroy everything.
Yes, we must think of a plan.
No, there's no time to think. We must go to the Mechanist Cathedral. The beacon you've heard about. You could find it. Try to activate it. To draw the servants to the cathedral. Then you must somehow get Karras to signal them to release the rust gas. You see, if I fill the cathedral with plants, enough to fuel a chain reaction, then it should cause the same effect we just saw. But it would take Karras with it instead of the city. Remember, the cathedral is sealed, airtight.
If we can get into the Mechanist Cathedral, if you fill it with plants, if I can find, let alone activate the beacon, all without being detected, that's too risky. We'll be killed.
Karis created these devices to destroy all that we know. And now they are in place. He needs only say the word. There is no more time. We must act. Are you too blind to see that?
Your plan is suicide. I'll think of a better way. And I work alone.
Diane, Larkspur, I need to speak with you. Now.
I am here against the wishes of the Keeper Council. I am here as your friend, Garrett. Listen. Victoria has begun an assault on the Mechanist Cathedral.
No.
I hope the glyphs are wrong.
Face me yourself, man fool!
Victoria!
Garrett! I failed! This is not enough plant life to sustain the reaction. These mechanical beasts detected me. But there is one more thing I can do. Then it will be up to you, my good thief.
Wait, Victoria, let's get... Victoria!
Just a film.
I planned enough!
Karis.
Stood the master builder upon the ground, and he saw that the ground was good and clean. No grasses marred his path, nay, not a wisp of vilest weed did spoil his view. Let thy furnace be fueled, fuelless. Let thy buildings be sound, fuelless. Let thy foes be vanquished, and all thine endeavors be a blessing unto thee. Forger, founder, fuel us now. Child of my endeavors, follow me and thou shalt inherit the earth.
All this? It was written?
All?
Victoria's death? And Karis? Was it written in your books?
All is as it was written.
And there's more?
Yes.
Tell me.